How's it going, guys, and welcome back to Miniverse. Today is a special episode as we are making another Warhammer Diorama in celebration of this being my first year anniversary in this hobby. So to kick this diorama off, I glued a resin mould of some rocks and cut along them to make a nice rocky background for the diorama. Usually when I start a diorama, I have a brief idea on what I want to do, and I knew in this one I wanted to do an epic forest diorama. So let's see where my creativity leads. Always remember when using a hot wire foam cutter to wear a mask, because I didn't do that the first time, and that was a mad headache for the rest of the day. So learn from my words, wear a mask. So after mixing up some milliput, I smushed it all together and used some water to help smooth it out so it fits into the diorama. I thought it would be pretty cool to have a small stream running through the diorama to have some ambiance and make it look a bit more separated. Before starting this project, I had a miniature in mind.
Introducing Jelson Darrok,
the badass witch hunter, who in my totally lore accurate diorama is hunting one of the last earth elementals. So I painted him in rudimentary colours, brown and silver, like any good witch hunter would be dressed in. When I approached painting this miniature, I really wanted to try and up my painting level. While I may have done it, I may have not, it's definitely better than some of my other work, and that's all that matters. I really like some of the true metallics in this. The silver looks really nice and reflective, and I managed to add some cool highlights into the browns, which I haven't done before. So, in my book, that's a win. While this footage plays, have you noticed that number below? That's right, it says about 190 subscribers. I think it'd be pretty cool if we hit 500 within the next few months. The content will only get better from here on as I invest slowly more into getting new gear, new lighting, and better camera equipment, as well as, me getting better at making these dioramas. Now before going on to the next step, I decided to do some research and had a lovely walk through my local woods and harvested a few sticks along the way. Now it's time to texturize the diorama and add some small details like these little plaster rocks. Now it's time to make some dirt. I grabbed some fresh soil and fried it up good and crispy. I then mixed it with PVA, water and some brown paint to make some textured earth.
got soup.
When plastering on the earth, make sure not to be too heavy in areas. You want to make it look as realistic as you can, with nice slopes, elevations and peaks and troughs. Let's paint the earth elemental. Totally not a wolf. The footage for this was pretty quick, but trust me, I repainted this wolf like 3 times, if not more, just for it to end up looking like a rock. Well, we live and learn. After base coating all the rocks white, it was time to apply some grey washes to make the rocks, well, look more like a rock. I also added some hints of red and brown to add some diversity. Now it's time to paint the dirt. I heavily dry brushed brown, yellow and green paints to get the effects of the ground. Up looking pretty good. Wow, would you look at that tree? It's almost like someone just coated a stick in some green stuff. So now was the most fun and interesting part of the diorama for me, making some trees. To start making the leaves for the trees, I put some PVA glue down and thinned it in a 1:1 ratio. And added watered down PVA to the tops of the branches, basically wherever some leaves would be. I then sprinkled some burnt grass flock on top to add some size and depth to the tree. I recommend doing this a couple times to add that nice thickness, to make the tree look nice and bulky. I found it best to do this in little patches of PVA so it doesn't dry by the time you get to the next layer. After adding another layer of PVA, I added some nosh olive leaves to the top. What's your favourite scene? Let me know in the comments below. I'd probably say mine right now is painting the forest, followed by a nice snowy diorama. Sand. I hate sand. It's been a real pain in the ass every time I've tried to use it. For the life of me, I cannot paint sand. So I guess we'll have to tackle that in a future diorama. After super gluing the branches on, I used the same flock as moss on all the trees. Now, the dreaded resin pour. I mixed brown and blue to make a lovely colour for the stream. Oh yeah, look at that resin pour. I used this product from Dirty Down to create some moss, and I placed it all over the diorama in one direction, like moss usually grows, I think. To create the ripples in the stream, I used Liquitex's high gloss glue. Now to almost finish this diorama, let's glue those models onto their bases. I've been Miniverse, and I'll catch you next time.
Like a panther.